Hi staff. So we're doing this one. I'm going to counsel Victoria. Victoria's 13 years old and her father passed away 2 years ago. And so that's going to be the backstory of this. Okay. Alright. So hi Victoria. I can see you came in today. So today I just want you to know that everything's going to stay in this room. There's no reason for me to break confidentiality unless you're about to harm yourself or others. That would be the only circumstance. And I just want to know we have about a half hour today. The bathrooms are down the hallway, just down your hallway to the right. And are you needing any tea or water for this, do you think?
I think I'm good.
Yeah. So let's talk about why did you come in today?
Well, 2 years ago my dad died from lung cancer, and I guess I haven't really had a chance to actually talk about it before with people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people just ask my mom or my brother, but they don't really ask me what I saw and what I felt during this whole thing.
You're maybe needing to get some of that off your chest.
I would love to, frankly.
Feel heard.
Yeah.
I understand. So you were saying that you felt your words haven't been heard and you've kind of been, swept under the rug maybe, or feel like, does that sound about right?
Yeah, like my mom has talked to people about it. A lot of people just go straight to my mom and maybe my brother, and he has a lot of people backing him. Like he has his whole basketball team that I don't really have anyone to talk to that will actually listen. Mostly just be like, oh, sorry, and then just kind of walk away.
And are you the youngest in the family? Okay. So I wonder what I can do for you today. I'm here to hear what you have to say about your father, and there's no judgment here. So
I would just really like to actually talk about what I saw. And some parts of it I can't really remember, which is a little irritating.
Right.
But
and so you're 13 now,
yeah,
and you were 11 when you passed away.
yeah.
Okay.
It was in the middle of August, about a couple weeks before school.
And did you go to school that year right away, or did you take some time off?
Yeah, I went straight back to school.
How was that like for you?
It was weird. Like, although my teacher announced it the first day, Victoria's father passed away over the summer, and that kind of made everybody really weird. Like, they just kind of avoided me. They didn't really talk to me.
Did your teachers ask permission of you before they?
I don't really remember if they did or not. Although I did make a good friend that year. She didn't really let me kind of squander in my own little bubble.
Good.
She forced me to. Once she forced, but she helped me a lot as well.
So maybe I can see like that you're feeling that you felt small because your teachers said that in front of everyone. Did it make you feel vulnerable?
It made me feel like pitied. Like people just felt sorry for me, but they didn't really know how to talk to me. Like, it was hard to talk to people who already knew everything, quote unquote.
I can feel myself feeling sad for you when you tell me about this. I certainly wouldn't want my vulnerability just kind of thrown out there like that without really being talked to first. That's something you might want to confide into close friends, right? And people who understand. And yeah, that feeling of pity can.
It was just really irritating. Like, you don't really know what happened, and all people just assumed things. Like, now I'd be over it. Like, I've had a couple people comment like, "Oh, like, are you still upset about that?" And then the fact that they're saying, "Oh, are you still upset about that?" Just really made me angry. It's like, he was a big part of my life, and you're asking if I'm still upset that he's dead. Like, not a lot of people actually realize that I actually saw his dead body. Like, what do you do when you're 11 and you walk into a hospital room and you see your father's corpse in a bed? Like, what do you do? Like, he was sick before, I remember he was hooked up to like a tube or something. I think it was called a feeding tube. And I could tell you exactly what was happening around the room he was in. Like I could tell you what chair he was sitting on, all the things that were in the background, what was happening in the kitchen, where I was sitting. That was when I was 3, and I don't really remember a lot of what happened after that. And then, yeah, when I was 11, we came back from, or my mom picked us, me and my brother, up with my dad, which was kind of like the first little red flag. It's like my mom and dad don't really pick us up at the same time. Usually it's my mom or my dad, but not at the same time. And usually my brother has stuff after school. But, and then they drove us to the church that we were going to at the time. And we went into like a room with a big table and chairs. And my pastor was there. And yeah, he just sat us down. We all started talking a little bit, and then my mom said, we have something really serious to tell you right now. And she had, my dad started to say that he was sick. He was really sick, and he had 4 months left to live.
Wow. That must be really hard to hear.
Yeah, how do you go home after that? You just pretend like nothing happened? I don't remember what I did when I got home.
But you remember everything from before.
I remember everything from before, and I can
Isn't that
remember
interesting?
up till he died, yeah. But I can't remember what happened after those events.
Wow. Well, it's a lot of weight, and I think, in my personal opinion, if I can share that with you, I think that you needed more support in this time, and I think you still do now. And I'm hoping, I want you to know that I care about this, and I want to find some further supports. Maybe we can find some youth groups. I don't know if you'd be into that.
I've never been into a youth group before, so I really wouldn't know if I like it or not.
Well, and here's the thing, I can go with you, we can go check it out. I'm here for you.
That would be good.
Right, so I want to get into let's see what else we can find out about this. I'm kind of curious about how things are going at home in the last couple of years since the passing of your father, in general.
My mom's been trying to keep a really good face. She's been trying to be cheerful and stuff, and my brother's kind of just more absorbed into his own stuff. He's almost avoiding it.
Maybe withdrawn.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where does that leave you?
Well, I feel like I'm kind of just there. I don't want to bug my mom about this stuff, and she has so much things to handle. And she's taking after, looking after 2 kids. She's, been getting us to school, dealing with school stuff. I just don't want to bother her too much with what I'm feeling and stuff. I feel like it's just too much,
I can understand those feelings. So in relation to how your mom and your brother are doing at home, I guess, I am a little bit worried about this, you getting the support you need to, and I want to make sure that you're taken care of and you're not feeling ignored.
My mom wants to help. I know she wants me to have that. She wants me to have somebody to talk to, and I know she'd support me in that.
And did she help you come here today?
Yeah, she suggested that she said she wasn't gonna make me, she wasn't gonna force me. If it's something that I feel comfortable doing, then she'll support me in doing that. She actually suggested you, which was really nice.
I'm really happy you're here today, Victoria. So I want to clarify, I got Victoria in the middle here. I'm going to try and write down maybe maybe some of the problems with that, we could really think of a game plan here in the end too. So I know that you're feeling a bit ignored and that you're needing a bit more support. Those two are pretty related, and you know, at home everybody has got their things now, they're withdrawn, which makes sense. Is there anything else that's been going on that may have come up that I could add to this?
Well, like this really big cat out of the bag moment. Like me and my mom had gotten into a bit of an argument,
Okay.
and I can't really remember exactly looking that up to reviewing this, but I felt like she wasn't really being honest about some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I asked her what really happened, like when she and my dad went home over the summer. Well, because me and my brother were at my aunt's house, and my mom and dad had to leave early, so we stayed there in Kelowna.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't exactly know what happened, because all I remember is we were there, and then we were back at home, and I was visiting my dad in the hospital room. I didn't exactly know like what happened while me and my brother weren't there. And I asked her about it, and she said that he had gotten really sick. Like he had lived a lot longer than he was supposed to, and it started to catch up to him like really fast. I learned that his body was just shutting down. Like he wasn't breathing properly, he wasn't eating, he could barely even think straight. Like his ribs had turned to jelly. And I don't even think he really, I feel like he wasn't really himself when he saw me the last time he saw me, and when I saw him I didn't even recognize him.
This was the last time you saw your
This
father?
was the last time I ever actually saw my father awake
Mm-hmm.
and conscious. And then the next time I went in the room, he was sleeping, or when I thought he was sleeping, the nurses told me he was sleeping. And, you know, I would hold his hand and stuff, I would talk to him, and I swore he smiled, or he squeezed my hand a little bit more. And I told my mom, like, oh, he's hearing me when he's sleeping. She says, yeah, he can still hear you. And now when I asked her about it, like last week, she said that he was already gone. Like his mind was, like, he didn't even remember her, his last moments before he went to sleep.
Is the cat out of the bag that you were talking about?
Yeah, that's, like, he was already gone when I went into that room. Like, how do I know if he even remembered me? Like, was that even, like, I don't even know if he remembered who I was.
You're saying that you saw your dad the last time,
Yeah.
and he was responsive, and then there was one more time you went in to go see him before you guys left, is that?
Yeah. And then he
Yeah,
was sleeping, or I thought he was sleeping, but his mind was already gone. His body just wasn't listening. He was basically on a machine that was keeping him alive, but I don't want to be so, like, mean about it, but he was basically a vegetable.
Yeah.
And I hate thinking about that like that. Like, he was always this lively guy. He had the biggest heart in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he was always just full of, like, life. And then next thing I knew, he was gone.
So that last time you were with him, you found out last week that he was passed away at that moment?
Yeah, last week.
That's a lot of weight to carry.
And, like, I felt really angry at my mom. Like, why would she keep this from me? I guess, like, maybe at the time I was just not in the right place to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I felt really angry at her.
Right, but also...
And I don't want to feel angry at her. She's my mom. I don't want to be mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what to think.
So maybe, like, I feel like you're angry, it's not really at your mom, but because of the situation that happened, you know, and there's anger and there's hurt, and I can feel that and I can see that. And why do you think your mom held off from telling you about that moment for these last 2 years?
Maybe she was just thinking she was doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Maybe she was thinking of me and my brother. Maybe I wasn't ready. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you wish that she had told you sooner, or not at all? Or both? You know?
Maybe it was kind of something I didn't want to know. I felt, the last memory I had of my dad, I didn't want to think of him as a vegetable.
Mhm.
But then now that entire thing changed. That entire last memory I had of him completely changed.
Yeah.
Like, that person there wasn't even my dad.
He was the vessel that he was living in. He was your dad, but I know what you're saying.
But I just kind of glad she didn't tell me earlier.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been able to handle it.
Yeah, and maybe we can look at it like it happened as it was meant to. You know, it came out. She loves you.
I know. I know she loves me. And I love her a lot too. And she cried with me. She just helped me. And while I was crying, even though I was angry at her, she just helped me. She let me be angry at her. How many people would let you be angry at them like that?
Someone who loves you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a lot of stuff. Sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry. This is why I'm here, girl. Yeah. That's huge.
It is.
That's a lot. And I'm so thankful that you were brave enough to share that with me.
Thank you for letting me
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You're not saying, oh, you should probably get over it. I appreciate that.
And I may just suggest, if someone says that to you, I don't think, they're not there, they're not understanding, and you should never have to apologize for your feelings or feel bad for them. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like sometimes maybe I should be over it. Hearing you say that made me feel better. Maybe I'm alright to feel like this.
Mhm.
I'm allowed to.
It's okay, and it's allowed, it's condoned. That's your feelings, and they're valid, and they're yours. And don't ever let anyone take that from you, because they're yours.
I feel a bit better.
I'm glad.
Now that I actually told somebody this who
Glad.
didn't even know me
Yeah.
before this all happened. I feel more lighter.
A little lighter. So, that news coming out last week is a lot, and I want to make sure you're going to be okay and good and feeling, supported. So I'd like to make another meeting to see you again in 2 weeks, and keep this up. But I'd also like to find some supports, beyond just me. And
Like, what kind of supports exactly?
well, I touched on it earlier, and I kind of talked about youth group, and I'm aware of a group in town, and we could go talk to some of the youth workers there and see if there's something that you feel you would feel comfortable in, and okay to share your experiences in, and perhaps make a new friend,
I'd be okay with that.
And also, I was kind of considering maybe have you heard of the Big Sister program? How would you feel about having an adult role model that you guys went out around and did things on the town and had some fun, and you were also able to take this off your mind sometimes?
That would be really nice. I'd really appreciate that.
Well, we can look into that too, and I'll do my homework too. So I just want to recap. I'm hoping that after today you're feeling a little bit more heard, a little bit more supported, and we know that just because your family, your mom and your brother are in their space too, it doesn't mean they don't love you. So you know, what I'm hearing today is that you came here today to talk to me about some of this stuff, or to get some of it off your chest. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope that, are you feeling a little bit?
I am feeling a
better?
little better.
Good. Or like at least you got that off your chest today.
Yeah.
And, so we talked about you kind of feeling like ignored, the young one of the family and the least heard. And we talked about kind of how your mom and your father are in their own, unique states of dealing with this news. This new, not news, but something that's happened recently. And then last week, you found out that the last moment that you saw your dad, he thought he was still alive, but you found out that he was not.
Yeah, that he was already gone, and that just completely just blew my mind. Like, how do you go from point A to point B so quickly?
Yeah, that's a lot.
And it was.
So I just want to ask you, I want to see you a few more times. I'd like to visit with you. And if you were picturing the future, if me and you were coming to the end of our time together, and then you were looking back at the beginning and seeing how far you'd come, where would you want that place to be? Where are you hoping we end up with this?
I guess having me having more confidence in my feelings.
Yeah.
And being okay with feeling like some days feeling really bad and then some days feeling really good.
Mm-hmm.
And also just more capable of dealing with some new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to kind of regulate myself.
And if I may say, acceptance of your feelings and your
Yeah.
state. Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's a
definitely.
good place to work too. And
Like, I'm not aiming for picture perfect because I don't think anyone's picture perfect, but I am aiming to just be more accepting of myself
Mhm.
in some ways.
Mhm.
Like feeling emotions, feeling, even being okay with being angry over something, but
Yeah.
also not letting that completely just rattle me so much.
Yeah, and not thinking down of yourself because of it or something, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good place that we can get to, and I think that we're gonna,
Yeah.
it's all your work here, and I'm just here to help you, so. Okay, well, we are coming close to the end of our session now together, and I think we've gotten somewhere, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I can sense the lighter feelings, and I feel that too.
I feel like I can take a deep breath and just let it out.
Can we do that together?
Yeah, it feels like I just let out a lot of
Mm-hmm.
a big burden almost. Like, I'm not saying my dad's death was a burden, but I'm also feeling like letting out some of the thoughts that I was holding in just made me relieved.
And I'd like to keep exploring those thoughts with you, so.
Yeah, for sure. I would like that too.
Okay.
I don't want to go home and then just be like, oh, forget everything.
Yeah, no, let's keep this up. I'd like to see you again, and so.
That would be nice.
Yeah, thanks for coming in today, Victoria.
Thank you for listening.
All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.